Montalvo, just a redshirt freshman from Metairie, Louisiana, 13-3. As we look at your keys, Kyvan, to the match here.
Yeah, and for me, the keys to team victory were really easy. Bonus is going to win the day for UNI because I think there's a possibility that this match could go 5-5, as well as they got to be Iowa nice, Iowa tough. Like I said, they came off the road, and they had some travel things, so they're road warriors. For Iowa State, they had to hit first. I think that didn't happen with the win at 125 pounds for the UNI Panthers. And I thought Iowa State really had to focus on making sure it was a 6-4 duel in terms of the wins. And depth is huge for Iowa State in this time because they're going to be without their top 184-pounder in Will Feldkamp. And so they have to, the guys that do step up and are going to go out there have to minimize, if they do lose, they have to minimize the impact of those losses.
Well, we've got some history on this match as number 8, Evan Frost, the redshirt freshman, will take on the redshirt sophomore. Frost ranked 8th. Julian Farber is ranked 24th nationally. He finished 7th at Cliff Keene, Farber did. And in that tournament, he beat 3 ranked wrestlers, and he's in early on Frost.
Frost with some great defense right there. And I think Kevin Dresser talked about this earlier this week. You know, maybe 15 years ago, you wouldn't have saw a Louisiana native and a Georgia native. Nice way to pop the head outside right there from Farber. Frost throws it back inside.
These two guys, Frost beat Farber in Las Vegas this year, 14-3 a year ago. And that's a trio of points for Farber. But Frost in Vegas beat Farber 14-3. A year ago, Farber won against Frost in the Cyclone Open by a 13-2 margin. But then Frost came back and beat Farber 8-5 at the Northern Iowa Open a year ago. And he's out. Frost is. So we're at 3-1. Among Farber's wins is a victory over number 12, Nick Bouzakis of Ohio State. So he has demonstrated his ability to win against the top-ranked individuals in the country.
Absolutely, and I think the best thing that this season has showed is the parity and the depth across wrestling altogether. There's been so many what one would call upsets just because the wrestling is so good.
Well, Farber is in again, looks to elevate.
Frost continuing to attack that top hand, trying to fend off Farber. Farber doing a great job getting to his feet. He looks to trip. Not going to be there, but he's going to want to elevate that leg of Frost. Frost doing a great job pulling it up and turns those hips over. Farber showing some great strength.
Boy, he really is, to try to elevate.
Yep. And what Frost is trying to do is keep him extended. Farber's going to have to be careful here. He's going to have to be aware of that knee, too, as well. Great wrestling from both of these young men. Farber's going to have to be careful. Now he's going to be up on his back. Oh, my gosh.
Here we go. The count is on for back points.
And
he's got 4.
And that's short time. That's going to be huge for Evan Frost. Farber's going to have to collect himself. Next point mentality. But that's great wrestling from both of these guys as they were trying to figure out that situation. He kept turning over the hips. Farber was trying to pop his head to the outside like he did on that earlier takedown. Frost doing a good job that he hips it over, gets him extended. And sometimes, if you're at home, kids at home, sometimes you just got to give up the takedown instead of the near fall.
Well, in the previous match, it was Anderson at 25 who had the big move. And so far, it's Frost who's had the big one in this rematch between these two familiar opponents. And when you're wrestling someone that, as again, here's Farber in on the leg. Great elevation. Looks to sweep it. And again, the counter. And he does it again. Evan Frost.
And right now, what we're seeing is great defense or counter offense is winning these matches right now.
Well, that's sure what we saw at 25, too.
Absolutely. And so if you're a kid at home, work on your offensive efficiency in your attacks, but also make sure you're proficient in defense and counter offense.
Frost 13-3 this year. Farber 15-6. Both have wrestled a schedule that includes some of the top opponents in the country.
And the thing that I think I'm enjoying the most is this isn't for lack of action. You know, like this isn't for because of lack of action. These both for the stalling call right there on Farber. Frost doing a good job of just keeping that weight on the hands, attacking.
Well, I'm sorry. If he could ride him out here, that would be big.
Oh, huge. Just like he scored at the end of the first period with near fall, that's huge.
Still working it. And he's going to ride him out. And the Iowa State crowd, and there's a lot of Northern Iowa Panthers in this crowd too, but the Iowa State faithful showing their appreciation for his ability, Frost that is, to ride out his opponent. Knowledgeable fans.
Yes.
Know what it's about.
For sure.
So many of the people in this Hilton right now wrestled themselves.
A nice high C right there from Frost.
3 more.
And he's looking to pour it on. So Farber right here, again, bonus points are big. Farber's going to have to minimize what's happening right here. Another stall.
Well, you're getting right to Tech Fall territory here. There's always upsets in this Northern Iowa State match.
And Frost has really injected some fuel into the Hilton crowd, especially after that first match.
No doubt about it.
And
he's
Frost
going again.
Relentless in pursuit. Great awareness right there from Farber to get off the mat.
Great roll.
Yes, great awareness right there. A takedown makes it a tech fall, a 16-point tech fall. Farber is going to have to slow Frost down some way, maybe controlling the wrist. Frost continuing to move forward and snap and pull. And the fakes right there is what is really keeping Farber off balance.
Well, early on, Farber got in on Frost, but now the Cyclone just got 3 more. And that is it. That's a technical fall victory for Evan Frost. For Iowa State, that's 5 team points for the Cyclones. And 4th-rated ISU now out in front of number 17, Northern Iowa, by a team score of 5-3.
There's been a lot of excitement in these first 2 matches. A lot of points being put up, a lot of scoring happening, and you got to love what you're seeing from both of these programs right now. Iowa State with the lead.
All right, we're going to break. Iowa State 5, Northern Iowa 3 on ESPN+.